So you joined me today in our Bristol store, stood next to the Sage Oracle Jet, and we've had this machine in our house for nearly 6 months now. And today what I want to talk to you about is whether or not we would still buy this machine 6 months on. I'm going to walk through some of the things that we love about this machine, some of the features that really impressed us at first, and whether or not we think that some of these things might be more of a gimmick, and if some of these things still really impress us now that we've had significant amount of time with this machine. So first impressions of this coffee machine are that it's quite big and heavy. Actually, it's only a little bit bigger than a Barista Express, for example, and it does actually fit pretty nicely under our kitchen cabinets on our worktop at home. And the machine's really easy to move around. You just pull on this lever, it raises the machine, and you can move it around on your worktop. Oh, and the other thing that makes it feel really premium is the portafilter that comes with this machine. It's a full-size 58mm professional portafilter, which is really heavy and feels nice in the hand. So in terms of day-to-day use, some of the features that I really like about this machine are the auto tamp function. So this has been around since the original Oracle. Essentially what it does is allows the machine to grind and tamp on your behalf. And then all you need to do is move the portafilter over into the group head to start to brew your espresso. The intelligent brew system is where this actually really makes a difference. So essentially what the machine is doing is looking to tell you whether or not your espresso shot is pouring too slow or too fast. And then it will tell you which grind size to move the grinder to in order to achieve the perfect espresso. I don't really use this feature that much because once you have the coffee dialed in, essentially this will only come up as a notification on your machine if the espresso shot is pouring too slow or too fast. The other thing that's been a huge improvement on this model over the original Oracle is the instant heat up time. Now, what that essentially means is that you have a ThermoJet boiler in this machine, so it's heating up instantly. Now, the other thing that you notice at first is that, of course, the water tank's on the back, like pretty much all Sage coffee machines. And given that this machine is quite big, you think to yourself, oh, I'm going to have to turn this machine around every time just when I'm trying to fill it up. But actually, on top of this machine, there is an inlet for pouring the water into. So you can open this up at the front and just pour the water straight in and it fills the tank at the back. So the big question for me was going to be around the quality and consistency of the coffee from this machine. So obviously, being one of the range topping machines for Sage, what I really was expecting was great consistency and quality. Now, one of the things that you have to remember is that although it's got a heated group head, essentially where the coffee's coming out is being heated, as well as the water itself, of course. In the morning, what I found was some shots were pouring slower. And then after I poured a shot, it was pouring faster. And this is really down to the portafilter being cold. So one of the things that I do to get around that is I pour a blank shot through the machine before I brew my espresso. The other nice touch on this is that it has pre-infusion versus a post-infusion visualization. Pre-infusion is essentially where the coffee machine is making the coffee puck wet. So the machine is running at a lower power output. And then post-infusion is when the pump kicks into full pressure. And this is where your espresso shot starts to pour. And you can see the difference between this on the visualization on the screen. Now, milk frothing. With this machine, you have both auto and manual. For most people that buy this machine, automation is clearly going to be at the forefront of their wish list. So one of the things that I was really keen to try out when we first got this machine was the automated milk. It's really simple. Essentially, you put your milk jug under the milk wand, you select the milk type that you want, you select how hot you want the milk to be, and you select how frothy you want the milk to be, and then the machine does the rest. The great thing is, if you use this machine in manual mode, the milk wand has a built-in thermostat. So whilst you're steaming the milk, you're actually getting a readout of the temperature as you go. And then with Americano, what you can do with this machine is you can pull your shot and then the machine is going to start to pour the water straight into the cup afterwards to the predetermined level. This essentially means that you can just walk away whilst your Americano is being made for you. The next thing that you only really notice once you've had the machine for some time is the maintenance aspect. Now, one of the biggest downfalls of any coffee machine is lack of maintenance. If you don't look after the machine, unfortunately, they are just going to break. And the great thing that this machine has is prompts to tell you when to do things like a descale, a backflush, backflush cycle, or even when to clean the steam wand. Now, one of the things that's really good with this, which usually causes a lot of confusion with people, is the difference between a backflush cycle and a descale cycle. Now, the machine makes it really easy to determine which is which, because when you are prompted to start either of those two cycles, it'll tell you exactly what you need to do, even giving you on-screen instructions and videos of how to do it. Now, as I said at the top of this video, we're filming today here in our Bristol store, and in Bristol, the water is really hard. So what we tend to do is use bottled water in store. Now, this isn't totally necessary, as the water tanks do have a water filter inside them. Now, talking about our store, we stock nearly the entire range of Sage products. And what's great is that all of these products are out on display and ready to go. So if you wanted to pop down and take a look at these machines, you could come down and have a demo. Also, if you already have a Sage coffee machine and you're interested in upgrading to something like this, the Oracle Jet, then why not reach out to us? We offer a really easy trade-in program where we will take your old Sage coffee machine and give you a credit towards a brand new Sage coffee machine from our store. In terms of extra features that make this machine even more automated and fun to use is the cold brew feature. Essentially, it will allow you to brew espresso at a much lower temperature, which makes it great for when you're making things like espresso martinis or iced coffee. One of the features that we thought we'd use a little bit more than we actually do is the ability to save drinks. Now, on the menu, we've created a hot drink that we use pretty much every day because we like these settings. We've set this hot drink and we've pretty much forgotten about it. Having said that, the ease of being able to create new custom drinks is so easy. And what's great about it is it will allow you to create a custom drink that, say, one of your friends or family members could have stored in the machine. So when they come to stay around your house, they can easily create their favorite drink on your machine. This machine is connected to Wi-Fi. So what that means is that you can get over-the-air Wi-Fi updates. Now, one of the things that I really wish that they had introduced as part of this is a feature that after the update has happened, it tells you about what's actually come through that firmware update. Being a bit of a geek, this is something that I'd really enjoy. This machine has the ability to set dark mode or light mode. All of the original touchscreen machines in Sage's lineup have had a white background, actually light mode. So we'd set our machine to dark mode. Having said this is something that, to be honest, once you get used to it, you'll probably just leave it in either dark mode or light mode. There are a few additional automations that are really useful on this machine. One of them is the auto purge on the grind. What this will do is purge the grinder just a little bit, and that's really useful for when you're changing beans or if you've changed to a significantly different grind size. This ensures that all of the grinds that ends up in your basket is of the correct grind size or of the new beans. Secondly, there's the auto purge on the group head. This is really useful for heating the group head when you first turn it on in the morning. It's also really useful for cleaning the group head out between shots. When you turn this machine on, there's a little startup noise. If I'm honest, at first we thought this was great, but it's probably a little gimmicky. Great thing is you can simply disable this in the options. So when your drip tray starts to become full, a little notification tab pops up out of the drip tray. One of the things that I really wish that Sage had introduced with this is the ability for the machine to detect that the drip tray is full. This would stop you from missing the drip tray full notification and therefore stop you making any kind of mess on your kitchen counter. If you've made it this far through the video, hopefully this is a really helpful video for you in helping you decide which coffee machine to purchase. If you haven't already, we'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to our channel. Subscribing costs you nothing and it helps us really validate whether or not what we're doing is helpful for people. In terms of value for money, this machine is really for somebody who's likely to use their machine nearly every day. The type of person who'd probably buy this machine is someone who values automation as well as the ability to get manual every now and again. I can imagine this machine being really popular with families where they're able to set different drinks for different people in the house, as well as people who like to entertain a lot. If you have quite a busy lifestyle where you'd like to be able to make cafe quality drinks, but also don't want to have to wait for the machine to heat up, and sometimes you want the machine to be able to make the drink for you, then this machine is the right one for you. Would we buy this machine again? The honest answer is yes. We have the option to use any of these machines here in store, and we chose to have this specific machine in our house. The reason for that is that we're quite often busy. In the morning, we really value being able to make a cup of coffee quickly and easily, but we also love to entertain. So on the weekend, it's great for us to be able to make exceptional drinks for our friends and family. Thank you for watching this video. We hope it was really helpful for you, especially in deciding whether or not you should buy a Sage Oracle Jet. If you are local to Bristol and you want to come and pop into our store and get hands-on with a Sage Oracle Jet and some of the other machines in Sage's lineup, pop on down and come to see our team. If you aren't local to Bristol, consider purchasing your next coffee machine through our website. We're an authorized Sage stockist, which means that if you purchase a machine from us, you get exactly the same 2-year warranty that you would if you were buying your machine from Sage directly.